You're listening to Left Up the Valley 2.0, Atheist, Skeptic, and Humanist Radio.
All right, Hertzy, you got another Smack for it?
No, Bigot of the Week.
No, it's Bigot of the Week.
Bigot of the Week. Whatever you want to call it.
Because I actually wanted to talk about Greg Locke's continuation of the Satanic Panic by convincing his followers to burn their kids' Disney items, which just to side note here. Yes, they're buying the tarot cards and such, but think of how many Disney items their kids probably have, and they're burning all of that. I actually watched some of the video, and there's like a Maleficent figure in there, and I'm like, you didn't go to the Disney store for that one, did you? You took that from your kid's toy chest. You asshole.
You burn a Maleficent figure, isn't she going to turn into a dragon? This is what happens in the movie.
That would have been so much cooler. No. No, instead they just polluted a bunch of the air by burning a lot of plastic. I do laugh, though, because they also were going to burn a bunch of crystals. And I'm like, great idea. Let's burn rock. Because that's worked so well in the past.
It's not working. Crank up the heat. Crank it up. Couldn't get more gaslaine over here.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, the headline I'm talking about actually Sabrina Kazi hinted at. Because technically this should be good news. Minneapolis and Minnesota temporarily suspended the use of no-knock warrants.
Yay.
Oh gosh, should be good news is kind of the key words here.
Oh no!
This is not a proactive thing that is done by data gathering and evidence and such. It is and first off, it's temporary, so we don't know if this will become permanent. But it's also a reactionary measure to another life lost to the ridiculous actions taken by police departments. Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022 at 7 o'clock in the morning, 22-year-old Amir Locke was killed by a no-knock warrant. Body camera footage has been released, and it shows Amir was on the couch. Everyone's talking about how he's laying on the couch covered by a blanket. It's like he's probably sleeping because it's 7 in the fucking morning.
Mm-hmm.
And also he's a DoorDash driver, which means he's probably had a late night. He probably hasn't gotten that much sleep. Yeah. So we have the body footage. Everyone agrees that, yes, he did have a gun. He also had a conceal and carry permit. And
wait, y'all need permits for those in your state?
Yes, we at least need a permit. But according to the family,
owning a gun is more likely to get you killed by a fucking gun. Just saying.
Very true. However, this is one of those things where if you look at the body camera footage, which we are not going to be showing because that does not, you can find it if you want to, but the time between them crashing in and firing upon Amir was about 10 seconds. Jesus. So
they went there with the intention to kill him.
They went in with an intention to kill probably anybody. Yeah. Interesting notes about this. First off, peaceful demonstrators have already been out in the streets of downtown Minneapolis. To put this in perspective, for those of you of warmer climates, the high the last week has been 7.
Jeez.
That's bloody cold in Celsius. That's
I was going to say that is Fahrenheit, which is still bloody cold. And that is without
that's like minus something in Celsius.
Yeah. That is without a wind chill, which oftentimes will bring the feels like temperature down about 10 degrees or so. People have already started to look into Amir Locke's criminal history because, of course, he is a person of color, and therefore we can't leave that alone. Lo and behold, there's nothing to find. So I'll have fun with watching that. And it really pisses me off when they have to justify this because I'm like, I don't care if they've been caught with weed. That doesn't mean they get to.
That's part. He has no record, so what they have nothing to
They've got nothing to stand on.
He didn't even get caught with fucking weed.
You're gonna hear the stories of how somebody's like, I talked to this person who's my dog's uncle's cousin's bird's friend that grew up with him in high school, and he did this one bad thing one time.
Yeah, so that totally justified the cops opening fire in 10 seconds.
That guy was totally friend with that chicken at the panic. I can tell.
Just a note, though, he was not on the warrant. He wasn't part of this group at all. He was visiting this person's apartment.
Just like that other girl whose name I can't remember because I'm
Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, Breonna Taylor.
Yep. In fact, there's a lot of people comparing the two. Minnesota Attorney General Ellison is being pulled into this, which I think that he should start charging the Minneapolis Police Department for the hours he has to do, so looking into their issues. Let's see, what else do I have on here? Sorry.
All this could be solved so easy in the States if police training was more than 3 weeks.
Yep.
Right.
That would also help. Interesting note, St. Paul, which is the one who is doing the actual investigation, does have a thing against no-knock warrants. They asked Minneapolis to execute the warrant because I believe the apartment may have been in Minneapolis, and Minneapolis Police Department insisted on this being no-knock, which then begs the question, why is St. Paul allowing them to do that?
Exactly.
It's one of those, it's like, if they're willing to go that far, then maybe we shouldn't work with them.
Right.
So
there are countries in Europe, for example, that I think it's Switzerland. I think you're at the academy in Switzerland for like 3 years.
Oh, yes.
Given a gun and you're out on the street patrol.
There's
3 years.
There's also the problem that a lot of police unions will give free training for things like warrior training, which just keeps going with the fear mongering that they have. Now, technically, that kind of training is illegal in Minnesota. However, the unions still do it anyways, because fuck that. They have a lot of power, and it's the only union. I am 100% for breaking up. Yeah. Opponents for no-knock warrants are getting rid of no-knock warrants state that the police will walk off the force if we get rid of them. And considering all of this evidence of how many people die in this, I figure that's the safest thing for everyone involved.
You know what? You did that threat of they'll walk off the force. They did the same thing for COVID and the vaccine mandate. Yeah, they didn't. There was like maybe 1 or 2 that really did that, but besides that, they didn't.
Well, and hilariously, COVID right now is one of the biggest killers of cops, and I'm just sitting here going,
That's right.
Looks like the trash is taking itself out on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let them walk out. That's exactly what we want. We want the way the police are right now, to all leave, and we need to just restructure this whole fucking thing.
I agree.
Agreed.
So if they're gonna walk out because of this, I can't have a no-knock, so I'm gonna walk out. Okay, bye.
What a fucking weird hill to die on. What the hell?
Yes.
Why is that so important? It's not safe for you either, Mr. Policeman, because when you break into somebody's house, you're in America. You know you're in America, right? Everybody has guns.
Has a fucking gun, and they have a complex of I'm going to kill the bad guy.
Yeah, and so it's not safe for them. It's not safe for the people in that. It's just a terrible idea.
That's part of the reason that they wanted the no-knock, is because the person they're actually going against allegedly has a history, and I'm going, and walking in on them in the middle of the morning is going to be better,
right?
Right? What are you trying to get?
On the element of surprise.
Yeah,
I feel like there are better ways to do this, just in general. If you open your eyes and think.
Right. You could surprise them with a knock too, man. How much time does that really buy you?
You could, admit it, they are police. They could kind of stalk the house and basically grab him while he's taking the trash out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I
that
guess
takes more time, and it's not near as much fun.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
I care about how much fun they have.
I feel like a big giant badass just rolling in, kicking that fucking door in with my gun out, ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Well, half the time when they shoot people, it's because they don't want to chase after them. It's like they have the license plate, they driving out, they're going towards the car or whatever, and they're like, I just don't feel like tracking them down and doing police work. Let's just execute this guy right now. And it's pathetic. They're fucking lazy.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Hertzy.